Okay, so tonight we're going to look at adverbs. We're actually going to be working on adverbs over the next couple of weeks, but I'm only going to do one video on it. And then next week when we go over it again, using comparing adverbs, then you can go back and take a look at this as well for a second time. Alright, so I wanted to start you off with a video. So let's take a look at that.
Follow my direction. Are we clear?
Party, sir.
Wrong answer. 4 push-ups.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Are we clear?
Very.
Right then. Listen up. Here we go. Love verbs do what I say. Here's why we practice every day. You're gonna run, you're gonna jump, defend and score, but I'll describe how you do it more. You're gonna run rapidly. You're gonna jump
High in the sky.
You're gonna bend tenaciously, and you will score triumphantly.
Raise that line.
I love adverbs do what I say. Here's why we practice
Every day.
to run rapidly and jump high isn't enough. I'm here to tell you it's an adverb.
Just have luck.
You're gonna run astoundingly rapid.
Yeah.
You're gonna jump ridiculously high.
All right.
You're gonna bend remarkably tenaciously
Cool.
and score incredibly
All
triumphantly.
right.
Adverbs, do you qualify? Adverbs, my favorite word. Adverbs, do you qualify? Adverbs, my favorite word. Adverbs, do you qualify? All right, line up for qualification drills. You wanna be adverbs? Let's see what you got. I love adjectives. Here's the play. It's the one we just practiced.
For the game.
You know your tongue goes smelly and sweaty, but I'm here to say how much.
You're ready.
You're super strong.
Super strong.
You're ferociously tough.
You're the real tough stuff.
You're disgustingly sweaty.
You're all game
And you're downright savage. Adverbs, do you qualify? Adverbs, my favorite word. Adverbs, do you qualify? Adverbs, my favorite word. Adverbs, do you qualify? Everyone's gonna do it. How, when, where, to what extent, and under what condition I say. 'Cause I'm a big macaroni. How are we gonna play this game?
Quickly, passionately.
Yes, when are we gonna celebrate?
Never, never again.
No, give me 4 sit-ups.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, when are we gonna celebrate?
Today, tonight, tomorrow,
Yes, where are we gonna play this game?
here, there, wherever there's beer.
And to what extent are we gonna be proud?
Hardly, barely, not.
No, give me 4 questions. Now, to what extent are we gonna be proud?
Totally, really, absolutely.
Yes, under what conditions will we win victory?
You can try, you believe, and work and treat.
Just one more thing, let me in the eye. And
Do you qualify? Oh, yeah.
do you qualify? Do you qualify? Adverbs, my favorite word. Adverbs, 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 do you qualify? Do you qualify? Do you qualify? Do you qualify?
Okay, so I hope you guys liked that. That was kind of cool. Alright, talking about adverbs. Here's a little poem. Feet dance wildly in the air, hands stand firmly on the ground. Will the kids break their old record or tumble and fall down? So right here would be a adverb. Firmly is an adverb. Okay. Alright, so what is an adverb? An adverb is a part of speech that describes a verb. It tells how, when, or where an action takes place. So if I'm looking at that sentence, the artist painted carefully. How did he paint? So you could ask yourself, how did he paint? Well, he painted carefully. Oops, sorry, carefully, because it modifies painted. Let me erase that. All right, here's another sentence. I always eat ice cream. Okay, you can ask yourself, when do you eat ice cream? And you can say always, okay, because always modifies eat. Okay, so here's my verb, here's my adverb. And Sarah plays with her toys upstairs. Where does Sarah play with her toys? She plays with them upstairs. Okay, so upstairs is my adverb for my verb plays. All right, so sorting these words into the correct category. So which one of these words shows us how, when, or where? So quickly. Where's quickly going to go? To how, how, when, or where? Okay, quickly should go to how. How about always? When? How about there? Good, there would go where. Often? Okay, that would go as a when. Downtown? That's a where. Sometimes? When? How about out? That would be a where. Finally? That would be a how. How about loudly? That's also a how. How about fast? How? Upstairs? Where? Carefully? How? Then? When? Inside? Where? Once? When? And angrily. Okay, do you see a pattern here under hows? There's a pattern here. See if you can figure it out. Okay, a lot of these have an ly at the end. Not all of them, but a lot of them have. Fastly, you can't add an ly, otherwise it would probably be a fastly, but that's why it's just fast. All right, so underline the verb and circle the adverb in each sentence. Then write whether the adverb tells us how, when, or where. I'm going to do this first one with you, and then you're going to need to pause the videos on the other ones and try to do them yourself. All right, so underline the verb. So Mary always helps her mother with cooking. Okay, so I want to underline the verb. And I want to find out which one of the verb is. Okay, so I have a verb here, and I have a verb here. Helping is a verb. Okay, so which one is Mary doing? Is Mary cooking? No. Okay, so this isn't the verb we're looking for right now. The verb we're looking for is helps. Okay, so when does she do it? Or how often does she do it? Okay, always. Always is my adverb. Okay, so since Miss Fernley did this wrong, I'm going to underline helps, and I'm going to circle always, and then my question is actually how. Okay? All right. I'll do one more with you. All right, Michael patiently waited for the bus. Let's find our verb first. Okay? My verb is waited, or wait. Okay? To wait is a verb. Okay, so now what would be my adverb? What tells me how, when, or where? Okay, patiently. That is how. How did he wait? He waited patiently. Good. Okay, go ahead and do this one. Oh, what a cute little puppy. I want one of those. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and do this one. All right, you should have got jumped for verb and in for adverb. Or then, sorry, not in. Then, okay? And it adds when. Okay, what about this one? Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, you should have got plays for verb. Upstairs tells us where. Alright, so here's a little bit about adverbs, and I kind of already talked about it. How looking for the pattern, you got ly, 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 ly. Okay, patiently, slowly, brightly, happily, patiently. Okay, when, you got always, later, then, soon, yesterday, where, there, up, down, everywhere, downtown. So that's just some examples of the adverbs. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with this. Underline the verb in each sentence, circle the adverb, and then we'll click the box next to it to each sentence to check and see if we are right. So first one, Stacy completed the assignments quickly. Okay, my verb should be completed. Quickly would be my adverb. Come on. Oh, I gotta click. Sorry. I'm still on eraser. Good. Verb is completed. Adjective or adverb would be quickly. All right. How about this one? Brandon arranges the stamps neatly. Brandon arranges the stamps neatly. Okay, verb would be arranges. Adverb would be neatly. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and do the next 3 on your own, and we'll check them together when you come back. Okay, so you should have got eat and soon. Keeps, upstairs. And enjoy isn't necessarily, how about let's highlight that, because it's not always a verb that adverb modifies, but so always enjoys eating, or is always eating ice cream, always being the adverb. Okay. All right, so next week we're going to be going over comparing with adverbs. We'll go ahead and kind of get an idea about that right now, so you can kind of get an overview on it, and then next week you can go back and rewatch this whole thing. All right, so how do we compare with adverbs? All right, so if I have one action, Ken skis fast. If I have 2 actions, Tyler skis faster than Ken does. And 3 or more actions is Katie skis fastest of the 3. So we got fast, faster, fastest. Those are all adverbs. Okay, they modify the verb skis or skiing. Okay, but they're comparing. So in this one, there's no comparison, so it's just fast. In this one right here, we're comparing Tyler and Ken. And in this one down here, we're keep comparing Katie to everybody, or all 3 of them. All right, what do you notice is different about these adverbs? Okay, for most adverbs that end in ly, use more to compare 2 actions. Use most to compare 3 or more actions. So we kind of already talked about more and most. So this comes into play with adverbs. So if we have 1 action, Christina swam more gracefully. Okay. 2 actions, if there's 2 or more people, we're comparing, Dylan swam more gracefully than. Okay. This is very important if you're comparing 2 things. And 3 or more actions, Kevin swam most gracefully of all. Okay, 3 or more. So really important that you keep an eye on those. Okay, so let's practice. Kim lives blank to the airport than I do. And the word we're going to use is close. So how I would do that, okay, so I'm going to look at close. Kim lives closer to the airport than I do. Closer. All right, planes fly blank over her house than over mine. Lower. Okay, because more low doesn't work, most low doesn't work, so it's lower. Okay, here's another one. Planes fly the blank possible near the airport. Okay, is it lower? Planes fly the lower possible near the airport? No, it's lowest. All right, clearly. We're looking at clearly. Since there's already an ly, you're probably not going to be putting clearer. So think of more and most. Kim sees planes blank than most people do. Okay, more clearly. All right. Accurately, again, you're probably not going to go accurately or accuratelyest. So think of more and most. She can identify them blank accurately than I can. Okay. More accurately. All right. Frequently, more and most. She flies the blank of all of her friends. Remember, if we're comparing more than 2, then you're going to use most. So she flies the most frequent of all of her friends. Okay, and finally, we got often. Okay, so it's not oftener or oftenest, it's more or most. She reads blank about airplanes than about any other topic. Okay, any other topic could be more than 2, so it's going to be most. She reads most often about airplanes than about any other topic. All right, so to summarize, comparing with adverbs, you're going to add an ER to short adverbs to compare 2 actions. Okay, fast. Fast is a short verb. Remember when we talked about more or most? You're going to add ER or EST to shorter verbs. Fast is a short verb. Okay, so faster, fastest. Use more to compare 2 actions. Okay, 2. With adverbs ending in ly. Dylan swam more gracefully than Jill. Okay, so we only have Dylan and we only have Jill. So 2 or less people. Use most to compare 3 or more actions with adverbs ending in ly. So Caitlin swam most gracefully of all. Okay, all means more than 2, most likely. All right, never use ER with more. Never use ES with most. Make sure you're taking notes. All right, so good versus well. You'll need to know this also. Okay. Sometimes it may be hard to decide when to use good and well. How can you make sure that you use these words correctly? Well is an adverb that describes verbs. Okay. Well is an adverb that describes verbs. For example, you chose pictures well. Okay. Well modifies chose being a verb. Okay. Good is an adjective that describes nouns. Good describes nouns. For example, this photo album is good. This describes this thing, which is a photo album, which is a noun. Okay? All right, so let's practice. We're going to use good or well to complete each sentence correctly. The train trip was. Okay, are we describing a noun or are we describing a verb? Okay, we're describing a noun. Train trip was good. All right, use good or well to complete this sentence. The bed was not very good or was not very well. Okay, what are we talking about? We're talking about the bed. So that's a noun. So what are we going to use? Good or well? Good. Good, good. All right. You sang the song very. Okay, are we talking about the song or are we talking about you singing the song? All right, we're talking about you singing the song, which means it should be well. Good. All right, Emily is very blank at dancing. Emily is very blank at dancing. Are we talking about the dancing or are we talking about Emily? We are talking about Emily. Okay, Emily being the noun. So Emily is very good at dancing. Did you all sleep blank last night? Did you all sleep blank last night? Okay, we're wondering about sleep. What do we use with the verb? We use well. Okay, moving on. The presents that we get for Christmas are we talking about presents or are we talking about are? Okay, we're talking about the presents. The presents that we got for Christmas are good. Matthew is polite to everyone and treats them. Okay, how does he treat them? He treats them well. Blue is talking about blue. Blue is a noun. Blue is a good color. After painting, she cleaned the paint brushes. Cleaned them well. All right, and so your WSQ. Write one paragraph telling me what you learned. And then do practice book page. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.